That's new. That is new. I like it. I'll take one. Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Sucks about being in San Antonio, South Texas. When that wind kicks up, so does all that pollen, bro. Talk about an epic Super Bowl.
That's right, baby.
You're going to tell us about your trip over to the San Antonio Rodeo.
That's right.
And how everybody was giving you shit about your shirt, you know?
No, I didn't even see that.
Oh, yeah, dude.
What was wrong with my shirt?
They said that was not Western wear.
It was Wrangler brand. And I got it from Cavender Boot City. Of course it's Western wear.
How did the boots hold up?
Very good, dude. It was comfortable, man. I liked it.
I put that pic of LeBron James' toes. I said that's going to be Mike's toes.
I didn't see any of that. I was avoiding all you mother truckers.
I said that's going to be Mike's feet when he gets home after the rodeo. Oh, we got a new intro too, Mike. So check this out. Something happens when it gets about 8 seconds. No, we got the chat going.
Oh, nice. What's up, San Antonio? What's up, South Texas? All of Bexar County. My name's Mike Jimenez. On this, the Super Bowl 58 Epic Super Bowl Edition show, because my goodness, what a great matchup we had last night between the Chiefs and the 49ers. Chiefs victorious 25-22 in overtime. Again, my name is Mike Jimenez. Joe Garcia producing today's show. We are live exclusively on YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this, by the way, with your friends and family and coworkers. Let people know we're doing what we're doing, but this is going to be a fun show because we're going to relive the glory that was Super Bowl 58 from last night. Get into what would have happened if something else had happened. Like what if the Niners had won? Dude, Travis Kelce would have been thrown under the bus because he bumped into Andy Reid.
He scared the shit out of the old man.
But they won, right? So that gets swept into the rug, right? We'll talk about all things like that. Usher's halftime performance, the Super Bowl commercials, which ones were our favorite. If you want to be part of the show, again, you're watching us on YouTube. You can leave a comment. We see lots of people already lining up right now. Tim Gonzalez saying he likes the new theme song. Charlie Hernandez saying, "What's going on, gentlemen?" So people like the new intro. You know, Joe is always sprucing up this show, man. He's a professional when it comes to this. So we're excited about this. We're also available on all the major podcast formats as well.
And the platforms, yeah.
That's
everything.
right. So, you know, if you want to check us out on Spotify or iHeart app or whatever the case may be, people don't realize that. You can take us on the road. Again, you can watch us live, but you can take us on the road too. But my goodness, last night, I'm still calming down a little bit, man, because I told you I had no rooting interest in this game. No dog in the fight.
Yeah, you're just going to watch.
I'm not a Chiefs fan. I'm not a Niners fan. But part of me was like, man, you need to have that epic storybook ending. You need to have Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift kiss at the 20-yard line. You need to have that. That was, they always say the script, right? That was part of the script. But what I wanted to have was a game that was not going to be decided by the officials. I wanted to have a game that was well played, and it was like a chess match. And last night we were treated to that at Super Bowl 58. Chiefs victorious 25-22. And there's a lot of second guessing going on right now as to whether Kyle Shanahan should have kicked the ball first at the start of overtime because he elected to receive, right? Beyond all that, the history behind who won this, Patrick Mahomes not only getting his third Super Bowl ring, but his third Super Bowl finals or Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, man.
And what that does and how that puts him in history, because a lot of people are already referring to him as the GOAT. And I would not fault you for that.
He's got the clutch gene, man.
He does.
Clutch.
He does. He took the torch from Tom Brady. This is now his league. And he took a team that was not that good to the Super Bowl and won.
He's throwing the scrubs, man, except for Kelce.
Exactly. And then the whole story about Mecole Hardman catching the touchdown at the very end, and how the Chiefs traded him for him to come back during the season, and how Aaron Rodgers' injury helped the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Who would have thought, right? Week 1 all the way to the Super Bowl, Aaron Rodgers had an effect. But my goodness, it was so much fun watching last night's game. I've got to detox this week because too much drinking at the rodeo, too much drinking after the rodeo, too much drinking at the Super Bowl party. I got to chill out, man. Detox for 5 or 6 days.
I got to say, man, every time you drink a beer and you post it out on social media, bro, you get roasted.
The side eye?
It's like you're making love to the cup. I'm like, why is Mike like this? You're drinking it.
Just to borrow Usher, want to make love to the cup.
Man.
To the cup.
That's nightmare fuel, bro. Every time I see that shit come out on my freaking Twitter line, I'm like looking. I'm like, oh.
So last night at the Super Bowl party that I was at, I grab a slice of pizza, and then I had a burger, and then I had a chicken on a stick. And I was thinking to myself,
man.
my God, the diet just went out the freaking window. And it was shot after shot after shot.
Fireball?
No, I didn't have any Fireball this weekend. Of all the things that I drank, had a lot of beer at the rodeo, had some bourbon, had some whiskey, but none of it was the cinnamon flavored variety.
Yeah.
No, not at all. But my goodness, funny thing about the Super Bowl, before we get into the Super Bowl, I run squares, right? So I run the traditional squares, and I posted on Twitter at MJ Acquired Taste the Super Scenarios game that I've created. And the Super Scenarios game shows that I like to do things where, you're assigned a particular, randomly assigned a certain scenario. Like I won one, which was Kansas City was going to get a 4th down conversion, right? Somebody missed an extra point and somebody won a part of a jackpot on that. And it's fun. My friends seem to like this. I call it Super Scenarios. It's basically a bunch of prop bets. And the pot is divided by how many of the prop bets get hit. It's fun. But the funny thing about it, though, is that I had read the day before the Super Bowl that when it comes to Super Bowl squares, the best square to have historically, they went back in time and they looked at every single game, not just the Super Bowl, but they went back in time to all the regular season games and all the playoff games to see what square numbers would hit the most often, most frequently. 0-0 is considered to be the best square in all of the squares. And it hit twice yesterday, first and third quarter. Guess what is the worst square to have?
What is the worst one?
2-5.
Really?
And it hit yesterday. Niners with 22, Chiefs with 25. It was the worst square. So the best square and the worst square ended up winning most of the money yesterday. Found that to be fascinating. But again, you can be part of the show. If you check us out on the Alamo City Sportscast, you can leave a comment or two. If you want to buy us a coffee, top right, there's a QR code. It's like a tip. You tip us if you want to send a few bucks our way. You can also be part of the super chat. Leave a tip that way, and we will allow you to dictate the conversation for a while because we start talking about what your comment is all about.
Yeah,
it's a special day, by the way. It is February 12th. It is a special day, a big momentous day within the Alamo City Podcast Network because we have a brand new show. Joe, tell us about it.
Yeah, so we're going to have a brand new show that's going to be premiering later on today, and that's going to be Sweep the League, with our own boy right here, Rudy Campos Jr.
Yeah.
He's going to be bringing you a show every day in the afternoons, Monday through Friday. Episode number 1 is going to be taking place today from 2 to 3:30 p.m., and I've also made Rudy a nice overlay. He has got a nice intro and all that to kickstart his venture into this, podcasting realm where he's going to be doing the afternoon show. We bring you the morning. Rudy and his crew are going to bring you the afternoon.
And you can follow Rudy Campos Jr. on Twitter/X at Sweep the League. Yep. And Coach Gio is also going to be part of the show.
He's in the chat right now.
Yeah. We are expanding what we're doing. Okay. So the beginning of the year, Joe and I had the vision of expanding this network, and we're now getting closer and closer to 700 subscribers. We restarted this the first week of January. We are now moving forward. We're progressing in the right direction, but it's thanks in part to all the people who listen and watch us. But we got to keep spreading the word because we come across people who are like, dude, we didn't know that you're doing a show. So we're picking up one person at a time, 2 people at a time. I've been told that sometimes we have our show at bars. We have our show
Really?
at office buildings and stuff like that. But I need you guys to subscribe because we're no longer on Facebook. We're no longer on Twitter/X anymore. But again, Rudy Campos Jr. with his show starting today at 2 o'clock.
There it is. You got all the deets right there.
We're excited about it, man. We're excited
Check
about
that
it.
out.
Well,
Oh, and I want to say something else too, man. I want to go ahead and give another shout out here.
Yeah.
Got to give a shout out to our boy, man. Friend of the show, Fernandez.
yeah.
It's my brother's birthday, man. So happy birthday to you. He says, this is 41.
Dude, I saw that earlier today, and Fernandez is a great guy. 1-2-3-4 United States Marine Corps out there in San Diego, California.
Representing, man.
From San Antonio, John Jay High School, Exit 7, all that stuff. But beyond all that, I was surprised that he's 41. I would have thought he was closer to 45.
Really? No,
Yeah.
brother still looks young, man.
He does.
Looking good, my friend, at 41.
Looking good. Happy birthday to you, Fernandez. Last night's game was thrilling. It was thrilling. It was a defensive battle. And here's what I didn't know about the Chiefs and their 3 Super Bowls. And Joe, I don't know if you knew this stat. All 3 Super Bowls that they've won, they were down double digits in every single game.
At halftime, man.
Patrick Mahomes just has the clutch gene. And it looked like the Niners were going to buckle early on because you saw the Chiefs run down the field early in the game and fumble the ball inside the red zone. And then what happens? Travis Kelce runs over to Andy Reid, his head coach, and just bumps into him. Now, Andy Reid weighs like 400 pounds, so he wasn't going to fall to the ground or anything. But if he had ran into anybody else, a skinny head coach, Kelce would have knocked him on his ass. But that's a
Andy
big
Reid's a big guy.
That's a big dude. And it's so funny because I had to have a Spurs twist on this. I tweeted out there that this is what Tim Duncan should have done to Popovich after Ray Allen hit that 3-pointer in the 2013 NBA Finals. Because, as you know, Tim Duncan was removed from that game. One of the best defenders in NBA history was removed from that play.
That last play.
And why was Kelce so pissed off? It's because they took him out. They were in the red zone. They were like inside the 12-yard line. They were in the red zone. And he's like, wait a minute. Why are you taking me out of the game? As Kelce should not be applauded for what he did. But let's just say this. I understand.
He was pissed.
Because what Andy Reid did and whoever was making the play calls, which I believe it is Andy Reid, if I'm not mistaken, is boneheaded. You have the greatest tight end, or one of the 3 greatest tight ends in NFL history, Hall of Famer, who is still at a high level, who has had multiple touchdowns this playoff season, playing at a high level. And it's also Patrick Mahomes, a safety blanket. And he's also a good blocker as well. You take him out of the game. Even if he was a decoy, you took him out of the game. Now, the play before was a long pass, right?
Yeah.
And he wasn't the one who caught the ball. So I understand that if he had caught the ball and had been running 30, 40 yards down the sideline, that you take him out so that he can catch his breath. But that wasn't the case. He's there going, why the hell are you taking me out of the game? And he runs over and just bumps into Andy Reid. Now, I saw a lot of people on Facebook. First of all, everything is politics these days, right?
Yeah.
And I know all the MAGAs of the world were sitting there with their memes and their photoshops and all that stuff to celebrate San Francisco beating Taylor Swift's boyfriend's team. The poster child for Pfizer and the COVID boosters, Travis Kelce, they were all ready to go, man. They were all fired up. They had all been photoshopped. The tweets had been typed out. They were just about to hit send, right? All the Facebook comments were ready to go. And then they want the last second, right? But Travis Kelce gets to live to see another day. I saw people on Facebook today saying, I cannot believe Andy Reid didn't just bench him the rest of the game. Dude, there is money on the line. There are legacies on the line. And guess what? Andy Reid was not going to look at Travis Kelce and say, how dare you bump me? I'm going to sit your ass down the rest of the game and cost this team a chance at a Super Bowl. That was not going to happen.
Yeah.
That is stupid thinking is what that is. And it's also somebody who's probably just doesn't like him to begin with, because I know the politics of these people. And it's just one of those things where I look at it, Travis Kelce, ended up having a huge game. Travis Kelce, first half, had 1 yard of receiving, finished the game with 93. He was basically telling Andy Reid, Andy, you're a future Hall of Fame coach. The fuck are you doing not getting me involved in this game? Remember how the Cowboys would have CeeDee Lamb go out there and CeeDee Lamb somehow get taken out of a game, like he just disappears? And we'd always say, Dak should just force the ball into CeeDee Lamb. Just force it, because Tom Brady never had his targets taken out. The greats never have their star receiver, their star tight end taken out. You force it into him. And Kelce, a quarter and a half into the game, was there going, what the hell is going on? We're down 10 or we're down a touchdown now, 10-3. Someone throw me the freaking ball. And he knows that Mahomes will find him.
Exactly, man.
So Kelce getting pissed off was not a bad thing. But imagine if Kansas City had lost this game. Dude, the far right political circles would have had a field day just feasting on Travis Kelce, saying, hell, he lost his cool. And it shows how immature he is. All that shit goes away because Kansas City ends up winning this game 25-22. And the legacies that are created from this, Travis Kelce now with 3 rings, Patrick Mahomes, 3 MVPs. And I feel bad. If there's anybody I feel bad for in this whole thing, Jawan Jennings.
Really?
Of San Francisco. Jawan Jennings was this close to being named the MVP of the game. Who would have had Jawan Jennings? Because I don't think Purdy would have gotten it. Purdy, 23 for 38, 255, 1 touchdown, 12 yards rushing. I mean, Christian McCaffrey had 160 yards combined offense.
Yeah.
But it was Jawan Jennings who had a touchdown reception, and he was the one on the trick play who threw the touchdown to Christian McCaffrey. That guy was in line to win the MVP. Very much like Danny Green was in line to win it back in 2013 for the Spurs. You have this role player who went out there and had the game of his life or the series of his life when it came to Danny Green. Brock Purdy played very good, dude. He didn't play great.
He played
competently.
A good ball. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, no interceptions. That's what Brock Purdy does. He gets them in line. But the biggest play of the game had to have been the blocked extra point in the fourth quarter, which kept the game within 3 points. It allowed Kansas City to tie the game. That was the biggest play of the game for me right there. And then you go off and you go into overtime, and San Francisco elects to receive the ball. That is dicey, okay? Because the new rules came into effect with this game when it came to the playoffs. Because back in the day, first team to score, right?
Wins.
And then it became, first team to score a touchdown, right? If you're the first team to get the ball and you score a touchdown, game over. Now they're like, no. One team scores a touchdown, the other team gets a chance to score a touchdown, still gets a chance to get the ball. San Francisco elects to get the ball. They go down the field, and Chris Jones on third down just disrupts a pass play. They had to settle for a field goal. Now, the thing is, as it was pointed out on ESPN this morning, which I found this to be a very astute point, was that if you give Kansas City the ball second and they know that they have to score, you gave them an extra down because now they have 4 downs to play with because they have to use that 4th down. But the excuse that Kyle Shanahan said was this: if Kansas City had tied the game at 22 apiece, then it's the next team to score that wins. It's not like college football where one team gets it, the other team gets it. One team gets it, the other team gets it. It is basically old school rules after each team has 1 possession. So Shanahan was there basically saying, look, if we score, then they score. We get the ball back. Field goal wins the game.
Yeah.
But the opposite's also true. Kansas City knows that they have 4 downs to play with. They marched the ball down the field. I thought Kelce was going to take it in, dude. That would have been the storybook ending right there. If Kelce had taken it in, got tackled at the 4-yard line, dude, I thought he was going to rumble his way, dude. I thought the Yeti was loose.
Oh, man.
And he almost made it all the way into the end zone, getting that first down. And then you have the go-ahead or the winning touchdown to McCole Hardman. McCole Hardman, 3 catches for 57 yards and the game-winning touchdown. It almost seemed as though they didn't know what happened. It was like everyone didn't realize the game was over at that point because there was no big celebration right away. They're all looking at each other like, wait a minute, new rules. The game's over. We just won. McCole Hardman started the season. Now he has 2 rings from earlier with the Chiefs. He was drafted like in 2019. Ended up going to the Jets to play with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers gets hurt in week 1. McCole Hardman was benched, not even told not to suit up. Think about that. Week 4 or 5 of the season, he's being told you're not even allowed to suit up for the fucking Jets.
Jeez.
And then what happens? You see what goes on with the Chiefs because the Chiefs were having issues with certain receivers not being able to catch the damn ball. And they said, we want McCole Hardman back. They traded a 6th-round draft pick to get McCole Hardman back along with the 7th rounder. So they got a pick back in return. McCole Hardman catches the game-winning touchdown in Super Bowl 58. Now, I got confused, by the way, because if you notice on the clock, there was like 2 seconds left. I was like, wait a minute. What happens if it goes to 0? Is the game over? Because I don't even know the new rules.
Yeah.
But apparently, according to Tony Romo, if the clock had gone to 0, they would have put 15 more minutes up on the clock, and they would have just switched sides of the field. But goodness, man, McCole Hardman catches that. Kansas City Chiefs win their 3rd Super Bowl in recent years, 3rd in 5 years, I believe.
They're a dynasty now, man.
They are a dynasty. And even one of those 2 years where they didn't win, they actually went to the Super Bowl. So, my goodness, the conversation about the GOAT when it comes to football, Patrick Mahomes is right there with the guys, man, because he has 3, and there's only a handful of quarterbacks. We have Bradshaw, you have Brady, you have Aikman, you've got Patrick Mahomes, and there's probably like 2 others along the way.
Yeah, I was actually talking. We were doing like a test stream yesterday after the game.
Yeah,
with Rudy Campos, getting him ready for today's show. And when we were doing the test stream, we were talking about, Patrick Mahomes, and I was like, is he going to be the new Tom Brady?
right.
I said, because he's got the tools. He's already like he's Brady-esque right now.
He is.
He's not full on Tom Brady, but he's got that clutch gene. So he can go ahead, and if you give him some time, and there is time on the clock, he can go and march up the field, kind of like Brady, put the team on his shoulders, and get the dub, get the win.
The one quarterback I forgot to mention that has 3 or more Super Bowls is Joe Montana. By the way, the biggest jerk I've ever met.
Really?
As an athlete or a former athlete that I've ever met as a journalist before. David Otwater reaches out to us on our YouTube stream and says, so many Niners fans, I'm glad that they lost. As a Cowboys fan, I'm also glad they didn't get to 6 rings before us. It's funny because Cowboy fans were mentioning on Facebook, like, they were saying, hey, the last time San Francisco won a ring was before us, right? It's been 28 years for us. It's been like 29 for them. Ha, ha, ha. I get it. I mean, there's nothing unfactual about that. That is a correct statement. But San Francisco's been making their way to the Super Bowl. They've been losing them, but they've been making them in recent years, and they have made runs. So it's a little bit different. But you're right, man. You're right. Coach Gio makes the point that Kadarius Toney didn't even dress. Cinder block hands, my man. Cinder block hands. But other people making mention of the fact that Greenlaw, the star defensive player for San Francisco, got hurt in the 2nd quarter, and that was a big deal.
They had 2 key injuries.
Well, Kittle also got hurt in the 4th quarter.
Shoulder.
Yeah, and he came back, but you don't know if he's the same when they come back. But you take a look at all the different things that go on. Andy Reid, definitively a first ballot Hall of Fame coach. And you might actually say that he's probably top 3 of all time. That's amazing because Andy Reid 5 years ago was what? The guy who could never win it.
The big game.
And now he's been 4 years. You have 3 wins. I mean, dude, Andy Reid
now
is
who's
the
guy that can't win the big game? Kyle
Shanahan.
And you know what? Coach Gio brought up a good point too. I think he said he was the offensive coordinator for the Falcons when they lost. in the Super Bowl, the epic Super Bowl meltdown.
Yeah.
He was their OC. And now he's the head coach of the 49ers. And they were talking with him, and he's like, you got to, leave it all out on the field. You got to play to win. You got to take it from them. He was telling his team, in order to win the Super Bowl, you got to go out there and you got to take it from them.
Right.
Because they're not going to give it up easy.
Think about all the things that needed to happen for Kansas City to win this game. All the different things that needed to happen. Dude, they had to get a 4th down conversion.
Yeah, man.
In the final drive. They needed a blocked extra point. They needed a weird play where the ball was punted and it hits the back calf of a Niners player that causes a fumble. The Niners had this, but the football gods took it away from them. And as you and I mentioned on Thursday, our last show before the Super Bowl, you give Patrick Mahomes the chance to win the game, he's going to win the game. You need to step on his neck and get him out of the game and make it so that he's no longer a factor in the game. You got to make him one-dimensional. But look at all that they did there. Dude, Patrick Mahomes had 66 yards rushing on top of the 333 yards passing. Isaiah Pacheco, he had that big fumble early in the game, but he was a battering ram for 59 yards. Look at this. As I'm looking at this, at both of these teams, this is why the Cowboys are not a good team or not a great team. They might be a good team, but they're not a great team.
Yeah.
Neither one of these teams abandoned the run. Neither one of these teams decided just to air it out. They both decided to have well-balanced play calling. And they both have really good defenses, man. And Kansas City has one of the youngest secondaries in the entire NFL, average age of just 25. And they stepped up. That defense stepped up. And it's the old saying, what wins in the Super Bowl, in the playoffs? Defense, running, competent coaching, and competent quarterback play, and no mistakes. And that's what these teams did. It was that fumble, though, that kind of got things going in the fourth quarter for the Chiefs, where I was like, oh my God. Well, I don't know if that was the third or the fourth quarter, but that punt that got fumbled there, I mean, there's no one's fault for that. Jason Garcia reaches out to us. Thank you for listening in Portland, Oregon right now. It says San Fran will have it rough next season. Rams and Seahawks reloading and gunning for the Niners. That is true, but if this Niners team has Brock Purdy on that rookie deal where he's making $900,000 to $1 million a year, where everybody else is paying 40, 50, 55 million for their quarterback, the Niners are at an advantage when it comes to that. The Niners just have a very solid team, man. I mean, the weapons of McCaffrey and Ayuk and Deebo Samuel and Jennings. I mean, they just had so many different weapons out there. They were healthy. Brock Purdy, though, man, was minutes away from his storybook ending of going from Mr. Irrelevant to winning the Super Bowl and potentially being the MVP.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy, he has proven that he is elite. We can never have the conversation again that he's not elite because his asshole did not pucker this entire playoff season. It did not pucker in the Super Bowl. He was confident what he was doing. He was making good passes, making good reads. It's just the Chiefs defense, man. The linebackers and the edge rushers were getting to him. And, dude, when you take a look at the Chiefs right now, Nick Bolton with 13 tackles, 5 of them solo yesterday. Chris Jones didn't show up in the playbook, dude, or on the box score. But Chris Jones was just wreaking havoc. He was just if you look at Brock Purdy's 15 incomplete passes, I bet you Chris Jones was factored in half of them, just chasing after him. You might get the pressure stat, but you don't get the sack stat. You don't get the deflection stat. But the Chiefs bent but did not break. The Niners played so well. Both of these teams deserve to win. This was a treat last night. One of the best Super Bowls we ever had. I called my dad this morning.
Yeah,
my dad was like, oh, Michael, I cannot believe how great of a game that was. And it forced you to take a side. And the only person that did not take a side was Elmo on Sesame Street, because he tweeted out there, and I retweeted this yesterday, that when both teams are wearing red, he decides to cheer for both teams.
Fucking Elmo, dude. Damn.
I retweeted it with, pick a side, dude. Pick a side. Coach Gio says the defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo had a great game plan. Dude, both sides, man, of the ball were good. And you really can't fault many of the decisions that were being made. It was an epic battle between these two teams, and it was all about adjustments. And you know what? Joe, I will even say this. Chiefs would not have won if Travis Kelce hadn't bumped Andy Reid.
Yeah, it woke his ass up. But you know what?
Dude, say that one more time again. It did what? It woke
him up.
his ass up because Andy Reid, who's a great play caller, had his thumb up his ass the first quarter and a half.
Yeah.
And it was like Kelce was like,
wake the F
I'm
up.
right here. I'm healthy. Throw me the damn ball.
Yeah, you want to win this shit? Throw me the damn ball. Woke his ass up. But the other thing was credit to Andy Reid and the way that he won that game on that final play of that drive.
Yeah.
That was a ballsy freaking play because he finally got him. He made him think he was going to do something else. He took a page out of the 49ers playbook and tricked him.
Oh, on the final play?
The final play.
The final play was actually the same play that they used to win a playoff game last year, where the receiver cuts in and they hike the ball and he shoots back out. The ballsy play that was called was 4th and 1.
Oh yeah, that too, man.
On that same drive to end the game, they could have won it there, and Mahomes pretends to hand the ball off to a receiver, and for some reason, the defensive line and the linebackers of the Niners bit on it and went towards the receiver, and Mahomes just squirts out for 12, 14, 15 yards. And Romo, whoever's doing the announcing is going out there saying, how did you fall for that? How did you fall for that? You had to have known that Mahomes was going to be the one running the ball on 4th and 1. And it wasn't even like a quarterback sneak. Mahomes had to run to the right a few yards and then hook a left and sweep around. That was one of the best plays of the game, and I cannot believe the Niners fell for it.
But you know what? Mahomes was getting free, and he had an open path to run because more than not, it was Travis Kelce that was helping him block up front.
Yeah.
He would make a hole, and Mahomes would just take off.
Some of the blocking going on yesterday was just insane on both sides from the wide receivers. Wide receivers were sticking DBs and linebackers. It wasn't like they were just going out there and, getting a love tap on them to try to slow them down. But, man, what a great game this was yesterday. Everyone on our chat line talking about the quarterback runs that were designed for Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes yesterday, 9 carries for 66 yards. Think about that. He was 14 fewer yards than Christian McCaffrey was Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
And now he is married to next year's swimsuit model, Brittany Mahomes.
Man, people are giving Patrick Mahomes' wife so much crap. They're like, she's not even a solid 5. I'm like, man, say what you want to
she's
about
hot.
Say what you want to about the girl. But you know what? They've been together since they've been in high school. That's a real one. That's somebody you can ride or die with, dude.
Yeah. First of all,
that's loyal.
She's hot, dude. Come on, man. If she walked into any bar that we're at, we'd all be looking at her. B, she's had several kids. Okay.
She still looks good.
She looks good,
kids,
right?
Man.
There's a difference in bodies when you've had no kids and those who have had kids. It's a change, right? I'm not saying it's better or worse. I'm just saying that there is a change that to be had. But like you said, she's ride or die. She was not with him because he was a star quarterback in college or as an NFL player. She was in the end. He was like in 9th or 10th grade, and she was in 11th.
Yeah, man, that's your ride or die right there.
And she also played college sports.
Yeah,
she's an athlete herself. And the things that she does with the money that he generates in the sporting world in Kansas City from the soccer leagues that go on over there, dude, she does a really good job, man. And
does a lot.
She's annoying because of Jackson Mahomes. I think that if Jackson Mahomes didn't exist, people wouldn't think that badly.
She cut the dead weight already. I don't know if you saw that video. He tried to get into a party.
Yeah.
That she was there. He saw her there and he went up to the security guard and he's like, hey, that's my sister-in-law. Let me through. And he's like, no, we're not letting you through. And she looked over and saw him and she's like,
oh,
well.
Well, part of it is that if you saw Jackson Mahomes partied the day before the Super Bowl with Travis Kelce's ex-girlfriend.
Ah.
And apparently, Travis Kelce's ex-girlfriend, who's a sports journalist, they were together for 5 years, and a very attractive woman. She's a little bit petty these days. And they're trying to make it sound like, they just bumped into each other in Vegas.
Yeah.
So I think that might have something to do with it, man. I just hope Mahomes' dad had an Uber that night.
Man.
But here's the thing. TMZ.com has a video of Taylor Swift and her man partying it up in Vegas.
You got it
afterwards.
On the screen?
Yeah, I have it on the screen right
All
now.
Right, here we go.
So apparently they knew Taylor Swift was in there. Post Malone performed at this particular nightclub over at Resorts World, and they partied it up over there. Post Malone, who, by the way, is going to be singing with Taylor Swift in her new album, which comes out in April. But apparently they partied it up. You saw Travis Kelce take to the stage with the trophy, doing the whole Yeti thing. You got to fight for your right to party and all that stuff. I'm happy for Travis Kelce, dude. I'm happy for him. And all the shit he would have gotten today had they lost. All the shit that he would have gotten from far right-wing media, from all the MAGAs of the world. Dude, he is bathing in MAGA tears right now, man. It rained MAGA tears, man.
Hey, man, I know that. Shout out to our boy Matt Lerma, man. He was saying the best part about the Super Bowl yesterday.
Yeah.
He won $30, man. There you go. Get your money, brother. Get your money.
Dude, gotta talk about the halftime show. Halftime show yesterday by Usher.
Man.
Give me a letter grade.
I want to be brutally honest with you, man. I was watching it with the wife, right? I was just sitting down. I wasn't even drinking yesterday. I was just chilling, right?
Yeah.
And I said, "Are you ready? Here comes the halftime show with Usher." She's like, yeah, let's watch it. So we're watching, and she's like, "That was awful." And I told her, you know what? His performance, solid 2. It was the cameos that made it a 6 for me. You know?
So
it wasn't the best, and let's be honest, it was not the best performance that we have seen. It was very mediocre, but what made the performance good were the cameos.
Well, okay, it complemented what he had going on. So
Yeah.
let's talk about this real fast. I saw it twice. I saw it, when it first came out, and then I saw it earlier this morning. I wanted to watch it again. I liked it.
It's all right. I mean, it was all right.
No, I'm not going to give it a solid 2 out of 10. I'm going to give it a good 7.5.
I said 6. It was a 2. His performance was a 2. The
No,
cameos
you
bumped
can't
it up
be
to
you
6.
can't be at a 6 and then go to 2.
No,
There was nothing wrong with his performance.
His performance wasn't all that.
The
bro.
weird thing about his performance, though, is that his catalog of music is so looking good,
Oh
dude.
man, she's a goddess, bro.
Oh, okay. Well, I was
Goddess.
I was not saying bad. I mean,
She's a goddess, bro.
she came out there.
But
she
man,
was looking
if that's
amazing.
your wife and you have, man, come on, bro.
Dude, it's an acting performance. They're
No.
singing "My Boo," dude.
Did you see what they did to you yesterday?
Wow, what's that?
Oh my god.
No, I don't want to see any memes of me yet. Oh, we'll do that later, dude. Well, let's talk more about the halftime show. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. I did like Usher roller skating. Is that the first time we've ever had a roller skating?
I think so, man. I think
I'm gonna
so.
see if I can find any video of that. But him roller skating, I was like, is he on skates? Is he on skates?
Yeah.
We're seeing some photos here
Look,
of it all.
look.
Hadn't seen that one, but that was funny.
Ooh, bro, that one had me laughing. I was in stitches yesterday.
That one's a good one. That one's a good one. Halfway through the show, he's roller skating, but then he saw he had Ludacris. He had a Little John come out.
Joe, he had Jermaine Dupri, man.
Jermaine Dupri.
He looked awful, dude.
I know.
And people thought it was CeeLo Green.
Yeah. He had Will.i.am. Dude, if I was Will.i.am, I wouldn't be wearing a helmet. I would want people to know that is me. But his performance was pretty good, dude. I liked it. Do you know what I liked about it? I'm going to tell you what I liked about the performance. I like the fact that we're not having any of the old school rockers anymore, dude. I don't want to see Aerosmith's old crusty ass out there.
Oh, come on.
Or the
man.
Who. Or
Aerosmith's good, bro.
I love Aerosmith.
Steven Tyler, he can still sing.
I love
man.
Aerosmith. I love Aerosmith. I don't want to see Aerosmith. I don't want to see the Who. I don't want to see Led Zeppelin. What I'm trying to say is that if you were popular in the 70s, you've had your day in the sun. Get the fuck out. I don't ever want to see you ever again. All you boomers and early Gen Xers, no more. I want everything between if you grew up going to high school from 1990 to 2005, it is our time to shine. Okay, we saw that last year when we had 50 Cent, we had Eminem out there, we had all of the rappers from back in the day, Dre and all of those guys. That's what I want to see. Okay, because now we're saying the people who have money these days are who? Ages 45 to 55. It is now my time to shine. I want to see that. I don't want to see the Britney Spears of the world or the Justin Timberlakes. I want to see some of these artists like Usher. Dude, Usher has a huge catalog of music.
Hey.
And I don't want to see any 75-year-old rocker up there just dragging ass. I didn't, dude. Red Hot Chili Peppers, when they performed with Bruno Mars did a fantastic job. The Chili Peppers looked like shit when they went up there, and I love the Chili Peppers.
You're getting old, bro. You're getting old.
Not getting old. Oh, they're getting old.
No, that's what I'm saying. When you get old, I mean, you can't do what you used to when you were in your 20s or 30s, bro.
Ooh, Daniel Castro says the only time I will agree with Jimenez. I don't know exactly what he's talking about there, but
I think he's talking about about the performances and whatnot.
Yeah, I don't want to see old acts anymore. I think that this is great because it's a good middle ground.
I love this one, man. I'd rather see the Who than Mike in cowboy attire.
Dude, the Who is for boomers, dude. I mean, I'm sorry. And they're great.
You're in the retirement home, you're listening to the Who, bro.
Exactly.
I mean, come on.
And then you get these people who get all offended. Dude, I've lost a lot of weight, dude. If only I was that skinny.
Man, shout out to my boy.
Dude,
Swiss.
I might make that my profile pic.
My boy Swiss always coming through, man.
I like that. and people are getting upset about people are getting upset about how is he holding on to what's her face? Alicia Keys. Like, she's married, and how do you hold on, dude? They're singing a love song about being in love with each other. It's like
effing cute. Your meme.
I want to see. I'm gonna fast forward to the roller skating.
Oh yeah,
that was out there. They're doing from the windows to the wall, but they didn't say the rest of the line.
Man, little John still looked like a little troll, bro. A little treasure troll. He's ugly as sin, dude.
Again, this is all courtesy of CBS Sports, by the way. You can check out the halftime performance on YouTube.
It was a very Atlanta performance. Jermaine Dupri on roller skates, man.
The commercials from the Super Bowl. Which one was your favorite one?
I like the one where they had all the NFL players and they were kind of like flying like birds. Do you see that?
Oh, no,
one?
I didn't see that
Yeah.
one.
They had a guy who was up there in a paraglider or something, and they show all the NFL players, they're flying like a flock of birds.
Oh, okay.
That shit was funny, dude.
I like the Michael Cera for CeraVe.
CeraVe. Oh, God, man.
I'm a big Michael Cera fan. I'll be honest with you. Ever since Superbad and Arrested Development, and This Is the End.
But look at him, dude. He has a face that you just want to punch.
Yeah, he does, and he knows it too. That's the whole thing about it all. Is that he's not a very attractive man.
Oh man,
this was great in Juno.
Yeah.
Okay, so
the
Kristen
Dunk Boy one was good, man.
Okay, it wasn't that good, but I enjoyed it.
It was funny, man, because you have Ben Affleck, right? And Matt Damon, he's like, man, I'll do anything for you, bro. And this is anything, And
yeah, you have Tom Brady in the glasses. Again, all of this courtesy of CBS Sports. Matt Damon at the end, instead of saying, "How about them apples?" He goes, "How about them donuts?"
Donuts. That's funny though, because they have what's her name, Jennifer Lopez there, and she's like, no, y'all are gonna put this on the album. She's like, y'all can go, but Tom, you could stay.
There were some religious ones going on yesterday that people were kind of freaked out about. Not going to get into it, but I found it to be funny. Things that piss people off, but the Super Bowl commercials were pretty good yesterday. There was a lot of trailers for certain movies.
A lot of trailers, man.
Ariana Grande going to be coming out in
Wicked. I got no interest in watching that. I know my daughter probably gonna go see it. She'll probably make me go with her.
Yeah.
But I got no interest in that, man. The Planet of the Apes one looked fire, dude. I want to see that one.
Is Planet of the Apes any good?
It's good, dude.
I think I've seen one time, but it just did nothing for me.
No, man, because you ain't a fan. You ain't seen the originals, dude. I saw the originals. I grew up on that stuff, man. I like it. And you know what? The other one that looked good too is that Wolverine and Deadpool, or Deadpool
Yeah,
and Wolverine. That shit
that
looks
looked good.
funny, dude.
That did look good.
That shit looks fun.
We're taking a look at the Wicked
Yeah.
movie with Ariana Grande. I was at a house party where all the women that were at the house party started screaming when they saw this. They said, "This looks like it's going to be so good." And then they all said, then they saw Ariana Grande and they were like, "Home wrecker."
Oh,
Home wrecker.
My God, man. I'm not gonna watch this movie by choice, but my daughter,
you're gonna watch it anyway.
She'll make me go with her, man. I'm telling you, like my daughter, it's part of having a daughter, right? When my wife's not around and my daughter's here visiting, she makes me watch like half a day's episodes with her. I can't leave. She makes me watch Say Yes to the Dress. And I'm like, bro, somebody help me, man. I want to get out of here. She won't let me leave.
Dude, the one that I have to watch back in the day with my kids is it Cake or Cake Wars?
Oh God,
any of the bacon
Lord.
ones? Oh my God, no, thank you.
They binge through that stuff, man. That's my daughter on Say Yes to the Dress. She goes, "Where you going?" I'm like, "I want to leave, man. Help a brother out. Like, let me go." She won't let me go.
The odds came out for Super Bowl 2025, by the way. You want to see where everyone is going? Early odds for Super Bowl next year.
Cowboys. It's our year.
So right now, if you believe the Chiefs are going to go for 3 in a row, you can get 7-1 odds plus 700. Not bad, man. I mean, that's to get a back-to-back champion at 7-1 odds.
Jerry said he's all in this next season, bro.
Fuck Jerry Jones, dude.
You know what that means? It's going to be good enough for what? A first-round exit once again, dude. Come on,
Jerry Jones. He just wants your money, dude.
Stop it, Jerry.
He just wants your money. But let's look at some of these odds here because I got them right here. We've got San Francisco at 5.5-1 odds, the favorite. So really, Vegas right now is believing that there could be another rematch between these two teams. Ravens at 8.5-1, the Bills at 10-1, the Lions at 12-1.
I might be on the Bills. I might be in the Bills bandwagon. I might join the
Bills
Mafia, bro.
The Bengals with a healthy Joe Burrow at 13-1. Look at this, man. The Cowboys and Eagles falling out of favorites, 16-1 and 18-1. Dolphins at 20-1, followed by Green Bay at 22-1. Also at 22-1, the Houston Texans.
Man,
then you've got the Chargers, Jets.
No, mames con los Jets. Dude.
Jacksonville at 35-1. The Rams at 35-1. If it is true, as Jason Garcia says, that the Rams are reloading 35-1 odds. Coach Gio,
he's a Rams fan, dude. Big Rams fan.
Then his logic don't make sense. Then
he goes Rams in the 3P.
My Saints Gio. At 75-1.
Go to sleep, Gio. Go to sleep. I know you stayed up all night watching that Super Bowl.
Carolina Panthers at 250-1 odds. I liked all the memes yesterday that said that Taylor Swift made it to the Super Bowl and won the Super Bowl in her rookie season.
Oh, they put one with her and Dak, which had me laughing. Super Bowl appearances since, whatever year, whatever. And it shows Cowboys 0, Taylor Swift 1.
Yeah.
I'm like, man.
All these columns about Usher.
No, man.
Doing a 4-second hug with her. Come on.
And she's all into it. Like, it's okay. Bro,
it's a performance.
No,
dude.
Bro, no. I'd be livid, bro. I would have jumped on stage and grabbed
that. Out on the video.
I would have snatched Usher's soul out of his body, bro. You don't touch my wife like that. I'm fighting, bro. I'm gonna get kicked out of this place. I don't give a damn.
It's a performance, man. It's a performance. That's all that they're doing.
No. Man, you all don't even know, bro. Y'all don't even know.
TMZ Sports saying Mahomes and Kelce had an epic Super Bowl rager with the Chainsmokers and Post Malone.
Hey, Posty's sporting his cowboy gear out there, bro.
Yeah, that's the only way the Cowboys made it.
Yeah. Hey, they had an appearance.
Hey, no one bitched and complained when they were panning around to the camera and showing that Jay-Z was there with Beyonce and they showed, all Ariana Grande was there and all
Yeah.
these celebrities. No one bitched and complained, but they showed 3 seconds of Taylor Swift, and people lost their collective mind.
Hey, did you see that picture they had of everybody up there and I guess in the little box that they had, or the suite, should I say? It looked like a roller coaster picture. They have them all together,
Yeah.
and it looks like they were on a roller coaster. People actually got that picture, and they were like superimposing it with Photoshop of them on a roller coaster ride, or what is it, like Splash Mountain at Disney and stuff like that. It was funny, man.
Did you see the grief that Kylie Kelce is getting? That's Jason Kelce's wife.
Why is she getting grief, man?
She's getting grief because, okay, so tell me if you think this is right or wrong. So it's this photo right here. Let me see if I can blow this up here.
I like his outfit, man.
He wore, let me get this off. He wore Kansas City Chiefs gear. Looks like overalls.
Nothing wrong with that. He's sporting his bro.
Okay, so that was the first question I had there was, do you think that it's cool for someone to wear the jersey of another team?
He's supporting his brother. He's retired, bro.
Well, he's not retired yet.
Well, he's already announced that he was going to retire. It's been known.
Now, he does have a T-shirt that says Big Yeti, which is Travis Kelce's
that's
nickname.
his bro.
But Kylie Kelce has never worn Chiefs gear. She did wear red the Super Bowl yesterday, but it's the Cincinnati Bearcats that she wore, which is the college that both Travis and Jason Kelce went to.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. She's supporting her brother-in-law and her husband, man.
Dude, that's lame, dude. And I like Kylie Kelce, dude. She's a joy to listen to on the New Heights podcast. But no, man, wear the Chiefs gear, dude. And I know she's a big-time Eagles fan because not only her husband has played for them, a Hall of Fame career, future Hall of Famer, and she was a fan of the Eagles beforehand. But come on, man, that's your brother-in-law. You got to do it. Chris Gonzalez says, Kylie's a Philly girl. She's an Eagles fan for life. Dude, her husband's a Hall of Famer, a future Hall of Famer for that team. And he's sporting the Big Yeti shirt and the overalls, or the overall look, rather, for his brother.
That's brotherly love right there, man. He don't give a damn. He's like, my bro is in the Super Bowl. I'm going to go support him, man.
And the fact that they played each other, man,
yeah,
last year, that's
brutal.
Was sad. That was brutal, man. That was brutal. And if you ever saw the video on the field where his mother came out there, the Mama Kelce goes out there,
man.
And instead of celebrating with Travis, ran to her son who lost,
console him, man.
To console him. And then he was like, after like 10 or 15 seconds, was like, now go celebrate with Trav.
He needed his mama's hug, dude. I thought he was going to cry, man.
Yeah. But he does have a ring.
Yeah, man.
Brother has 3, though. Brother has 3. It's kind of like that whole Eli Payton thing.
Chris Gonzalez, Browns winning it all next year, man.
Not if Deshaun Watson's a quarterback.
No, bro.
To quote
what's his name?
A song from Taylor Swift, Karma won't allow it.
Not Deshaun, man.
Karma's a guy on the Chiefs.
Yeah. You need what's that guy, the quarterback for the Browns now?
Joe Flacco.
Flacco. You need Flacco. You need Flacco, man.
But dude, let's talk about Patrick Mahomes real fast. Do you think that Patriots fans are getting butthurt these days because we're already anointing Patrick Mahomes as the GOAT? Okay, so we go through it. Brady has 7. Montana has 4. I think Bradshaw has 4. And then you have Aikman, and you've got Mahomes with 3. The best quarterback of all 5 is Patrick Mahomes. He is also the worst quarterback of the 5, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes will, dude, there was one play in the game yesterday. I want to say it was in the 4th quarter where he was trying to throw the ball away. And there were like 3 Niner players who could have potentially intercepted the pass. It magically landed between all 3 of the players. And he was just trying to he threw it like a grenade. Now, that is a pass that Aikman never would have thrown. That's a pass that Brady never would have thrown. So he gets away. Dude, Mahomes is lucky a lot, man. There's certain plays that he does where he should not fundamentally be doing some of this shit. But at the same time,
Yeah, he gets it done.
there's certain things that he can do that Brady could never even think of, that Aikman could never have tried, that Montana couldn't have done. Montana had the ability to play with Jerry Rice. You had Lynn Swan with Bradshaw, right? You have um, Michael Irvin with Troy Aikman. Dude, Mahomes is playing with scrubs, dude, as wide receivers. I know he has Travis Kelce, one of the greatest tight ends of all time. But then again, every other great team had a good tight end. But on the outsides, though, outside the numbers, he threw to nobody this year. Tyreek Hill is gone. He's been gone for a couple of seasons.
Yeah, man.
Who is this guy throwing to? Dude, in any mock draft, I want to see the Chiefs draft offensive lineman, wide receiver, offensive lineman, wide receiver, offensive lineman, wide receiver. Give this guy a weapon, because imagine if he had one. What I fear is that they're going to see that this guy is so good that they're going to decide he doesn't need the weapons. He'll just figure it out.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the Spurs, man. They're going to be back on the road again, facing the Toronto Raptors today. Of course, it's going to be a 6 p.m. tip because they're in the East Coast time, So you can see it on Bally Sports Southwest.
No, thank you.
But yeah, it's probably going to be another L, man.
Yeah, Spurs are 0 on the rodeo road trip, 10-43 on the season, 5-22 on the road. The Raptors aren't that good. Now, the Spurs might actually help themselves by losing, because that Toronto pick that we have from them is top 6 protected. Right now, Toronto is favored by 6.5 points, but if you go on to tankathon.com, top 6 protected, right?
Top 6 protected.
Toronto has now the 7th worst record in the NBA.
And David Atwater, he's saying the Spurs need to lose to get Toronto's pick.
Yeah.
True that.
I mean, very much so. Give some space between Memphis and Toronto, because Memphis is falling off a cliff also. If you take a look at the odds, though, of the Spurs, see right now, because last week at this time, Toronto had the 6th worst record, and the Spurs had a 54% chance of getting it. So it was kind of like a coin flip. By them dropping to 7th, or actually get 7th worst record, you're talking about the Spurs having a 67 to 68% chance of getting it.
Yeah,
there's a big difference. Spurs fans, if you want 2 picks this year, you're cheering for a loss tonight.
True enough, man.
The Toronto Raptors.
Hey, man, if you want an L, Coach Pop, just go ahead and start Collins, man. Guaranteed L. You start that booty crumbs, man.
I'm gonna simulate the lottery just for fun. Let's do it one time.
Oh God.
Oh my God. This would be the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario when I simulated the lottery was Toronto winning the lottery and the Spurs dropping all the way to number 7. That is the worst case scenario. I don't want to end on that. Let's simulate it one more time. Okay, Spurs at 4 with Reed Shepard out of Kentucky and Jacoby Walter out of Baylor. Yikes, that's worst case scenario for me too. Let's do it again. Oh my God, dude. Can I just get it one time with a good draft? This is pissing me off. Oh, there you go. Nikola Topic, Jacoby Walter. I can hang with that. Tankathon.com will let you pass time very, very well. But the Spurs again back in action, 6:00 on Bally Sports app. I'm done with the Spurs this year when it comes to the app, dude. If I go to a bar and they're playing, great. If I'm not at a bar, I'm not going to give Bally Sports any more money. It's not going to pay any attention to it, dude.
Man. Hey, you know what? I made some new videos, dude. So we're going to play one of the new videos to encourage everybody to subscribe, like, and share what we're doing here at the Alamo City Sportscast. So without further ado, here we go. So make sure you go and show us some love, man. You're liking the stream right now? Mm-hmm. Hit that like button. Tell your friends to subscribe. We need to get our subscriber base up so we can go ahead and it helps the show grow. It helps us get more exposure. So we appreciate everything that everybody does for us. We appreciate you guys watching. And we also made some other little videos, and we're going to have some new, let's say, things that we're going to be doing on the show. One of those is we're going to go ahead and have something called Playlist Fridays. So we're going to have a playlist, an official playlist of the show on Spotify, and we're going to have the songs that the listeners go ahead and recommend. So when we do that, we're going to play this. Just a little Playlist Friday kind of thing. When we do our Throwback Thursdays and we have our Throwback Talk, where we talk about the hotties from the 90s or the 80s or the early 2000s. Gotta have that little vibe, And I made something special for you. So we're going to bring back the retro movie reviews, right?
Okay.
You're going to have your assignment this week. We're going to do it on Throwback Thursday. And this is your new video intro. So when we do the retro movie review, there you go. So I was busy on the weekend just putting some stuff up there. Oh, and I also made one for us for breaking news. So we're on Twitter, we're scouring the social media. We got breaking news.
I like the sound of that, dude. I like the sound.
We sound official now, dude.
We are live on YouTube right now. Again, we also are available on all the major podcast platforms. Don't forget to subscribe to Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5, Jeff G Spurs Zone on Twitter and X,
and in fact,
and on Threads.
Let's play his ad. Locked On Spurs is your daily Spurs podcast, hosted by Jeff Garcia, the lead Spurs writer for Ken's 5 San Antonio. Jeff has a healthy plethora of guests all the time on the Locked On Spurs podcast. You can also follow Jeff on Threads at Jeff G Ken's 5 SA. You can also follow Jeff on Twitter at Jeff G Spurs Zone. So make sure you go ahead and give Jeff a follow not only on Threads and Twitter, but also on YouTube at youtube.com/@Locked On Spurs. This is where you're going to be able to find the replay of the Locked On Spurs podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share. And we're going to give Jeff some love. We got to give some love to our boy, Chris Leha, man, over with MCS General Contracting. MCS General Contracting, more than 30 years of combined experience in concrete placement. They are the best in the business, honest pricing, high quality work. They get going on house foundations, driveways, concrete patio decks. If you want to extend the deck, extend the driveway. If you're a business and you need to put together a slab, a parking lot, or other concrete placement services or sidewalks, reach out to MCS General Contracting at 210-774-9155. They're confident in their skills, so give Chris Leha over at MCS General Contracting a call at 210-774-9155. And thank you for being a sponsor of this show. In fact, I'm going to give Chris Leha a call, man, because I got a crack right here in my walkway.
Yeah.
So I'm going to need his expertise to let me know, do I just got to rebuild the whole thing, or is there something I could do to fix it? Let me know, So I'm going to tell him to come over. I'll pay him in Modelo.
That's the way we do it these days, man. That's the way we do it. Hey, I'm taking a look at Adam Schefter. What is this that I'm reading on? I feel like this is a lie. I feel like this is a lie. So I don't want to be. All right. So Skip Bayless.
Oh, you already lost me when you said Skip.
Well, no, because I've been seeing this on other pages about Rex Ryan wanting to join the Cowboys staff
again
as a defensive coordinator.
Oh, man.
Interesting. As we know, the Cowboys lost their defensive coordinator to Dan Quinn, made his way over to the Washington Commanders. The idea was Mike Zimmer was going to be hired as defensive coordinator, but does that mean that Rex Ryan is now in the loop? Apparently, there's some issues going on. Adam Schefter's doing some reporting right now. I'm going to follow that today. So I don't know much about that to give a good impression of the two.
Yeah, David Outward says we had Rob Ryan, not Rex, his brother.
Okay, it's the same thing.
Hey, man, look at this here. Chris Gonzalez wins the race. We got to get you and Leha to race. I'm telling you, man, we got that field right here over by Stevens High School.
Well, okay, here's the thing. I'm actually going to go for a run today because I feel just bad about how much I ate and drank this weekend. I think I'm going to try to do 5 miles today.
You need to get some electrolytes in your system, man.
Well, what I'm going to do is I want to find a flat surface and run 4 or 5 miles because, man, I run up and down hills like 3.5 miles and I'm beat, but that's hills.
Just go do a couple laps around the track at Stevens,
No,
man.
because you have all that red shit on your feet at the end of it. It destroys your shoes. I hate running on a track. I like going on like a flat surface or a relatively flat surface. But one thing I won't be running in is boots. Okay, we got to talk about the boots.
Oh God.
I posted the photos, dude. And come on, man. Why would people give me crap about this? We were talking about this last week. I went to the rodeo with some friends, and I decided to get in the mix. I was going to get in the mix, and I was going to take part in the rodeo attire, and I posted photos. Now, what I didn't post was the photo of like fully of myself, but here are the boots.
You showing them?
I'm showing them right now. Those were the boots. They were comfortable. I probably walked 4 or 5 miles in them because I was at the rodeo grounds for a while. The crap part of it, though, was this. I'm trying to leave, and I'm walking friends to their car to make sure that they're okay, or at least I walk them in the direction of their car. I'm making my way back, and I realized I had already gone through the exits of the rodeo.
Oh, damn.
They were refusing to let me back in. So they're like, oh, if you need to go to your car over here,
got to walk around.
You got to walk around the rodeo grounds to make that happen. Dude, that was going to add like an extra mile to my walk back to the car. And at that point, my feet were killing me. Not because the boots were uncomfortable, but because I was just on my feet all day long.
Yeah.
So I kind of bitched and moaned about it, and they finally let me back in. So I finally was able to get a straight shot to my car. But by the time I got to my car, from where I was to my car, I timed it, was a 24-minute walk.
I bet.
And by the time I got into my car, I was like, my truck, I was like, oh my God, my feet are killing me. Had nothing to do with the boots. The boots might be, I joked that I would only do it once a week. I mean, once a year. I might.
They're comfortable.
It might be a thing, dude. It might be a thing. Jacob, Eric reaches out and says, the boots looked okay, but the jeans looked a little young.
Flooding.
Oh, like a high water? Is that what you say?
Yeah.
No, actually, they were good. They were good. I have a full length photo that I didn't put down in there because people were gonna give me shit.
Yeah. Tim Gonzalez asked me, Joe, did you see The Rock slap Cody Rhodes last week? Yeah, I did, man. It's all hype, man. They're doing all this kind of stuff because they have WrestleMania coming up, man. So they got to do their thing.
WrestleMania bores me to tears.
No, that's a Super Bowl of wrestling, bro.
It's wrestling. What was wrong with my shirt? And it's not purple. It's blue and white.
It looks purple, bro.
It's blue and white.
It looks purple.
And it's a Wrangler, the brand right there behind the beer can, right? The beer. I was trying to be like Fernandez. I was trying to collect the cups.
Stacking cups. That's just one cup.
Well, that was my first cup.
Yeah.
As you can tell by my eyes, I wasn't drunk yet. It says Wrangler in the cursive letters on the other side of my shirt right there.
But man, every time you drink a beer like that, that's nightmare fuel, man. Nightmare fuel.
How so?
Man, look at those eyes. They tell you a lot. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of pain in those eyes, bro.
I like how this has become a thing, dude. And my son, Elias, who's not really my son, but he is my son.
He's drinking a beer too.
Yeah, he posted that too. I'm gonna try to find that real fast. I thought that was funny.
Side by side comparison, man.
I told him, I was like, my son, Mijo, come here. Let's see him do an impersonation of me here. What is this guy posting? Jesus.
Oh, I saw that too. The meme of Kermit and Mahomes, dude. That shit was funny.
Well, I was trying to post it, but apparently Sith lives on Twitter. Jeez. Oh, well, he's posting. Oh, that wasn't me. Okay.
We saw the one with you, man. You're getting cooked again, bro.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here's a side by side. It's a great look, dude. It's a great look. I think we should all have like people put a thread together for all this.
No.
He's calling it the MJ Acquired Taste Challenge.
Jesus, man.
Just look to the side. What did you say? It looks like I'm making love to the beer.
You're making love to the cup, man. I'm like, why, dude? Why?
That is so funny, dude.
Yeah, but you know what? You got to think of something, man. For Throwback Thursday, we're going to have your retro movie review.
I'll figure something out.
What movie do you want to watch?
I actually want to do a TV show.
Oh, we'll do a TV show.
I've never seen Knight Rider.
Watch it. At least watch the first
It
episode.
it
man.
goes with the video that you have there because it's like the car
Oh yeah,
driving.
yeah.
It kind of goes with it. So I want to give that a try. Mario Cavazos reaches out to us and says, "You need to wear those boots to the oyster bake once again." I was invited to Nyosa. I might actually do Nyosa this year.
Nios is not bad, man. But you know what? After a certain time, it's a bit too much. You can't even move. I get claustrophobic, dude.
Do you ever notice that some parts of town call it Nyosa?
Niosa and Niosa. It's Niosa, bro.
You're like, night in old San Antonio is not Spanish, right?
Yeah, it's Niosa, man. It's Niosa. But I mean, prices have gone up, dude. So
Yeah.
your tickets, they don't go as far as they used to, man.
Here's the zoom in. By the way,
Oh,
again,
God.
our new show. Tell us about this new show. We've got a new show on the Alamo City Podcast Network.
Yeah.
We also, I noticed that we have a new Twitter handle as well for the network itself.
Yeah, we have a new Twitter handle that's going to be coming out here. I believe it's I forgot what it is. I wrote it down somewhere. It's like Alamo City Podcast Network or Alamo City Pod or something like that. But either way, man, we have Rudy's new show is going to be coming out. It's going to be premiering today. So make sure you all go show Rudy some love. You're watching our show. Make sure you go and watch Rudy's show on the same network here, the Alamo City Podcast Network. And it's going to be starting at 2:00 and it goes all the way to 3:30. So make sure you interact with Rudy, show him the same love that you're showing us, Well, we'd love to go ahead and see you guys over there supporting the show, and keeping it go.
And if you want to support our show also by advertising, either with our show or with the Two Shots podcast, or whether it be Rudy Campos's show as well, let us know. We're in talks right now with a couple of companies, which is pretty cool. And hopefully make a big announcement pretty soon. But everyone, enjoy the day. Again, congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs, winner of Super Bowl 58, a fantastic game. We'll be talking more about it, or actually Rudy Campos Jr. will be talking more about it at 2:00 on this network. Same place, 2:00 over there.
Yep, 2:00.
Spurs tonight, 6:00, 6.5-point underdogs. Go Raptors. We need that pick.
Yeah, we do.
My name is Mike Jimenez. That's Joe Garcia. See you back here tomorrow.
Peace.